Hey, pastors, many of you in our discussions are trying to figure out how to do ministry in these days of coronavirus. There's some struggles that are talking about that I want to kind of mention it to you. One, let's just say that this is a decision that is facing your church. There's different functions of the church we know from Acts, but let's just pick fellowship. So now your church is trying to figure out all the world of fellowship. Well, historically, at some point in your church's past, you developed actions and programs and ministries and traditions and habits in order to carry out fellowship. And so that's your answer to your fellowship question. So now for many years or decades, you've had covered dishes and y'all have had shaking hands, and you could probably list out all the different areas of fellowship that are unique to your church or historical in your church. Now you have answered this fellowship question. But now with the coronavirus, many of the things that we have practiced for so many years have totally shifted. They've switched. We can't go back. However, what has been taking place is everybody has begun to ask the question, how are we going to get back to the covered dish or the shaking of hands? So what they've done, they've taken the answers and made the answers now the primary question, instead of how do we carry out fellowship to be the primary question. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to resist flipping old answers into present day questions and instead come back to the very beginning foundational question, fellowship, and now ask the question, how are we going to carry out biblical fellowship in these days? Brainstorm together. There's many ideas your people might come up with. Instead of gathering for a covered dish, maybe you coordinate so people gather in driveways of homes just to share a meal together. And so a driveway meal, instead of gathering in the foyer, who knows, maybe you have like a drive-in movie night or something like that. The ideas can go on and on. But make sure you're not turning old answers into modern day questions, but rather going back to the foundational biblical question and turning those into new possibilities. This can be repeated besides fellowship, for prayer, and other areas that are the foundations of the church. Ask the big questions. You'll find present day solutions for the situation we're in today. If I can help you in any way, let me know. God bless.